Has anybody ever gotten like an I love you letter from somebody? You ever gotten one of those? Yeah? Maybe it was sweet like this one. All right, you ready? Love is like a fart. It's warm and stinks sometimes, but it can also be the best feeling ever. I fart you. Okay. We started a new series last week, not I Fart You, we called it I Heart You. So we're talking about love, and some of you, when you say love or you think about love and so a person comes to your mind, or you think about some situation or some relationship that you have or wish you had, or all those different kinds of things, people think about love a lot, I've noticed. Like every popular song pretty much is about love, right? Almost every movie is about love. Pretty much, I think, without exception, the girls in the room, your favorite movie has a love story in it. In fact, even the action movies have a love story. I mean, Superman has Lois Lane, right? And Spider-Man has Mary Jane. And I don't know, even Iron Man has Pepper. They all have somebody that they're like in love with, and there's always love in these things. And our culture is in love with love, I think. And we use love in a lot of ways. We talked about this last week. Like, for example, you might say, like me, that you love the beach, okay? Wouldn't you rather be here tomorrow instead of where you're going to be? I agree. You would probably say maybe you love chocolate cake. I love chocolate cake. Okay, it's good stuff. I love movies where stuff blows up. I don't even know what movie this is, but it looks cool, all right? If something's blowing up, I don't know. I love goldfish. I have been known to eat an entire box of those. Just sit down, the big ones, okay? I love my kids. Are they not the cutest kids ever? No. I love them different than I love goldfish, right? I mean, you would hope that I love them different, right? And we use love in these weird ways. In fact, most people, when they say I love, what they mean is I like, right? So there's like, you like someone, and then when you like them, you know what I'm talking about? I don't like you. I like them. I don't just like them. You know what I'm talking about? And there's like, and there's like, and then there's love, right? There's love. But even love, there's like love and love, okay? Because like you say, okay, I love my parents, but that's not the same as when you're talking about, your crush, right? You love them different. You feel love different. And we say we love, goldfish, but we really mean we like love. I don't know. It's complicated. It's where we use it in so many different ways. But most of the time when people use love, and if you were here last week, you got this. If not, this is catch up for you, okay? We said that most people talk about love like it's a noun. Love is the noun to most people, okay? So a noun, you can step on a noun, you can trip on a noun. And when we talk about love, we talk about like I fell in love, right? Or I fell in a swimming pool, okay? Like it's a noun. Some of you got pushed into love, right? It's like you didn't even mean to, somebody pushed you into it, and it wasn't a good experience, like getting pushed in the swimming pool with your phone in your pocket. It just didn't work out good for you, okay? It's not really good. One time I was at the mall, and I walked into a noun, okay? I was walking with all my friends, we're hanging out, we're talking, and I wasn't watching where I was going, and there was one of those big poles that like holds up the mall, I don't know, and I'm just walking, and I just go, boom, okay, I walked into it. And some of you walked into love and it hurt, right? Just like that pole, it hurt, and so you've experienced that. When we talk about love, most of the time people talk about love like it's a noun, but we kind of start talking about how that love, okay, it is in some cases a noun. In fact, even the Bible talks about like a guy who says he fell in love or he was in love with her. And there is an in love. Okay, that is real love. Okay, that's love. But there's more to love than noun love, okay? I don't want to pretend like that other thing is not real. It is real, but there is different kinds of love. And so, like, for example, when Jesus talks about love, he says things like this: love your neighbor. Now, if it's just like I feel emotion for you, that could be weird because your neighbor might be weird. Okay, I don't know who your neighbor is. Like, does he mean the person in the house next to you? Because, you may not even know their name, love them. Or maybe he means the person you're sitting next to. And some of you, that would be a good thing. And some of you are like, I love you. And some of you are like, please, though. Okay, love your neighbor. Maybe so. If love was just a noun you felt, that would be a weird thing to tell. And the next thing he said would be even weirder when he said, love your enemies. Like, He does not mean have gushy feelings for your enemies, right? Like, I just love them because they're a jerk to me. I like the feelings in my heart. That's obviously, that would be weird if love was a noun when he says that. Okay, so last week we read this verse where Jesus told us, if you're a believer, like if you believe in Jesus, you are a Christian, this is what he says to you. My command is this, love each other as I have loved you. So he loved us, we talked about that. He loved us, he showed his love for us, and he says, hey, I want you to show your love for others. Just like I have loved you, and by the way, when he loved us, it was a verb, it was something that he did. Oh, I didn't put that up there, did I? When Jesus loved us, love is a verb, okay? Now we talk about love like love is a noun. Jesus talks about it like love is a verb. It is something that you do. It's an action, and he wants us to be about doing that action. He wants us to be loving people, like it's something that we do. Most people talk about it like it's something they have, like they could run out of, like a cup of water, okay? If I have water, I can use it all up, and now I have no more, okay? I ran a little bit, okay? Just a little drips, okay? But mostly I'm out of it, okay? You can run out of that kind of love. And maybe you've heard somebody say that. Well, I just don't love them anymore. They had noun love. You don't not have do verb love, okay, because you just stop doing it maybe, but if it's something you do, you don't run out of it, right, because it's a verb, it's something that we do. So the key to having really great relationships in your life is to make love this, a verb, not a noun, have it be something that you do. The key to really great friendships, in fact, if you have a really good friend, and if you're sitting next to them, the reason they're your good friend is because they've been doing this. They've been loving the right way. They've been kind to you. They've been treating love like it's a verb. If you want to have better friends and you want to keep your good friends, you've got to learn to do this. Now, I'll say this. If you want to have a better relationship with your parents, some of you, that's a disaster right now, then you've got to learn how to treat love like it's a verb. Now, as important as it is for your relationships, and it will make your relationships better, all of your relationships better, every friendship, every relationship better, as important as that is, if you're a believer, it's even more critical. Because just like we read a second ago, Jesus says that's what he wants us to do. It's his command. In fact, if you're a Christian, as I like to say, a Christian, right? Christian, like Christ, then we want to be like him. And what is he like? He's love. And he's love that's a verb. And it's something that we do and something that we act. So what we're going to do this week and for a couple more weeks is we're going to make this simple. We're going to make it practical. We're going to figure out ways that we can actually do love like this, where love is a verb and love is something that you do, okay? So we're going to make it as simple as possible. We're going to make it as easy, and you will be able to do it, and you will be different and more like Christ because of it. So 1 Corinthians 13, we read the whole thing last week. You know, love is patient, love is kind, da, 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 da. We're going to read this much of it, okay? Because that's what we're going to focus on, this much of it tonight, okay? So here it is, 1 Corinthians 13. This is the love chapter. If you want to learn how to love, read this chapter. 1 Corinthians 13:4, written by a guy named Paul, who had a lot to say about love, I guess. And he said, love is, what's that word? Patient. Now, we're going to focus on this one, but before I do, I want to talk about patient. Because this implies something that we're really going to get into later, but this implies something to us. If love is patient, that means that there is going to be people in your life that are annoying and you have to be patient with. Turn to the person next to you and say, don't be annoying. Yeah. Look back at him and say, but if you are, I'll be patient, all right? Yeah. Okay, here's the thing about patience and why he says love is patient. You don't have to be patient unless somebody is being slow, unless somebody has, been annoying in some way. You're not having to be patient unless there is a problem, okay? Now, here we go again. We think of patience as something I feel, okay? As like something I feel inside, like, yeah, I'm so patient. I feel patient. No, when I am the most patient is when I feel annoyed and I act patient, okay? Now, that's when patience really gets difficult or really gets, it's meaningful. You're patient when someone is being slow. And I'm one of those people, I like to move fast, okay? The speed limit is there to show you the exact number you should drive, okay? Not under that, not over it. I'm not saying that, just right at, for me, okay? I hate it when people driving around, get around you, okay? I walk fast. My wife is always trying to get me to slow down. I like to move fast. I get behind people and they're walking slow, like in the store. I'm like, would you please move out of my way? But I'm patient, okay? I may feel inside like, okay, get out of my way. But in person, and I let patience out. It's something that we do. It's not just something that we feel, okay? Now, have you ever heard somebody say this? I am running out of patience with you. You're like, my mom every day. Okay, now, don't judge your mom, okay? But let me just talk about, we're talking about you, okay? We're talking about you've probably thought this. Okay, again, this is how we're treating patience, right? I ran out of patience, right? Isn't that true? I ran out. What we're saying is, okay, I'm done acting love. That's what I'm done doing, okay? Now, it's even more complicated with family, because I'm going to tell you what happens with family. I need some water again. I dumped it all out. Okay, here's how it happens with family. So you had patience. Let's go back to Saturday, right? So like starting like a few days ago, you had patience, and they were late, and you were waiting on them, and so, I used up some patience, and that was Saturday. But then Sunday, you had that thing to go to, and again, why are you always making me wait? And so, but you know what? You were nice. I was so nice. They were so slow. And then Monday, it was Labor Day, so you didn't have anything to wait on. So then Tuesday, they made you late to school, and you're like, come on. But you know what? You were patient. And then came today, and they were like 20 seconds late, and you're like, I am just done with you. I have no more patience. And you're like, what, there's 20 seconds? And you're like, why did you like blow up all of a sudden? Because you had used up all your patience over the last few weeks. Now, if you want to know why you blow up sometimes over the little things, or why you and your sister can never get along, and why, okay, there is somebody maybe in your life, when you see them, you get instantly mad, okay? If you want to know why that is, I'll tell you next week, okay? That's what we're talking about next week. But we run out of patience, but this is what we're saying. Love is patience. It's something that we choose to live and something that we choose to do, even when the person isn't being, especially when. You have to be patient when someone is not being considerate, when someone is not. So that wasn't even what we're talking about. That was just free, okay? Love is kind. I want to talk about love is kind. What does that mean? Love is kind. Before we tell you, I want you to think about something, though. As a believer, we're supposed to be known as being kind because we're love. And love is, what is love? Love is kind. It's something that we do. Love is kind. And so now that means, okay, yeah, you're not mean. Okay, what is kind? Does that mean? That means I'm not a jerk. Right. If you're a jerk, you're not kind. But that's not all that love being kind is, okay? Being kind is not just not being mean, okay? Yeah, you didn't punch anyone in the face. Oh, you're kind. Good job. You didn't punch anyone in the face. No, there's more to kindness than not just being a jerk, okay? It's not just like, oh, he's so nice. He's a nice person, okay? She's really nice. She doesn't hurt people. Okay, there's more to it than just not doing something. So we want to kind of learn what being kind is. I like another word that kind of describes, I think, kindness or being kind a little bit better, and that'd be this word, considerate. Considerate. A kind person is considerate. Think what that means. That you consider, there's a word in considerate, consider others. That when you are doing things, you are thinking about, you're considering others. The guy who wrote the love stuff, one part, he wrote this. He said, to consider others better than yourself. Not that they are better than you, but that you consider them or you treat them like they are, that you are kind to them. Now, it's something that you do. Again, we think of these things, I feel like I'm a kind person. I feel nice, okay? I'm nice, I feel nice. But it's something that you do. I'll give you a really simple illustration. So I'm at the store the other day, and I'm in a huge hurry. Okay, I get up there, I get out of my car, I literally run into the store, okay? I run to the place, I get one thing, because I had one thing I had to get. I'm jogging to the checkout, and I get there, and there's only one line open. You know how that is. One line open, and the guy in front of me has like 80 things in his basket. And I'm like, I'm going to stand here longer than it took me to get to the store and go home. Okay, this is going to be forever. And he turns and he goes, oh, hey, why don't you go ahead? and let me go. Now, what was he? He was kind. And I would say that is a really kind guy. That guy was very considerate. Now, why would I say that? Because of how he felt inside? Oh, he must feel great inside. No, because of what he did. He looked and he considered somebody else's needs before he considered his own. That's kindness. As we look and we begin to consider other people's needs before we consider necessarily our own. What would that look like at home? Maybe your sibling has so much homework that they can't get to their chores, so you took out the trash for them. What? No. Okay, I'm not going to do my sister's chores. Never. Okay, no, that's, what is that being? That's being kind. That's being considerate. That's going out of our way to help somebody else. In fact, here's a phrase I like to see. If you want to be kind, okay, if you want to live kindness, it's something that you do this. Find a need and fill it. Find a need and fill it. Find a need. See something that's going on that needs to be taken care of and do it. Take care of it. Fill it. That's kindness. Look and find somebody that needs something and do it. So you see somebody that's all alone. They seem like they don't have anybody to talk to. They don't really seem to have a friend. And what do? You walk away from your group of friends for a minute and go give that person a friend. Go talk to someone. That's finding a need and filling it. The other day I was driving. I was really busy. I had a lot to do. And I was driving down the road. And as I'm looking, I look over and I see this kid, probably like 8 years old, sitting on the sidewalk, like just staring at the ground. It's like 100, this is a couple weeks ago. It's like 105 degrees outside. It looks like he's crying on the sidewalk. So I pull my car. What do? Like, I'm busy, I gotta go. I pull my car over, put the flashers on the side of the road, walk over and sit with this kid for like 10 minutes in 105 degree weather, sitting on the sidewalk, just talking to this kid who would not talk back to me. It was really awkward. But I was like, I gotta do something. There's somebody that has a need, obviously. I mean, who sits on the sidewalk crying? That's just weird, okay? And so I found a need, and I had to fill it, had to do something. You see people that need stuff all the time. Kindness does something. Kindness is considerate. Kindness finds a way to meet that need and finds a way to help in those situations. Can you be kind to people? Now, the thing about love is like this big, huge thing, okay? Then you've got kindness, that's like a small part of love, okay? So let me go even smaller, okay? So we got love, kindness. Let's get to a part of kindness. I want to give you a way that you can do kindness that doesn't even cost you anything, okay? Now, it will cost, if you do kindness right, it will cost you stuff. It will, kindness like, hey, I'm at lunch and I noticed that person doesn't have any food. They forgot their money today. They forgot their food today. I'm going to give them half of mine. Or I'm going to pay for their meal. Or okay, that's kindness. In fact, I see that kind of stuff here. You know, somebody forgot their money and you guys buy it for them. Do that. I know you're kind. So that sometimes it'll cost you something. Let me give you something so easy that you can do this all the time and it won't even cost you anything, okay? Kindness. We're going to live it out. Here we go. Same guy that told us to love is kind. He said this, therefore, encourage one another and build each other up. Encourage one another and build each other up. Encourage. That means, you know how to encourage somebody. In fact, look at the person next to you. You can encourage them right now. Just say, your hair looks so good. Don't laugh at their hair. I mean, come on. We're encouraging right now. All right. No. So look back at me. Okay, so encourage somebody, build each other up. Guess what? This is a need that most people have. In fact, I've never known anybody that did not need encouraging. We all need to be encouraged and built up. When I was a young kid, I don't know, I was a teenager, I guess, and I started to play drums at a new church. Okay, we had moved, and I was really nervous because it was a big church, and I never played with all these people, and I was just super nervous about it. So we had practice, and one of the worship leaders walked over to me afterwards and said, "You did a really great job." And in that moment, I felt so much relief. I felt so encouraged, okay? I just felt so much better. And all it took was just a few words of encouragement to change the way that I felt, to change my attitude. And I'll tell you what, there are some people that you have a friend, and they feel really down about themselves. And they think of themselves as being pretty pathetic, or they hate themselves, or there's something that they hate about themselves. And if you would just encourage them, they would feel different. It would be kind. It would be an easiest thing that wouldn't even cost you anything. A simple act of kindness like that can make such a difference. So I have taught stuff like this a lot in the last 10 years, okay? And I remember doing like a message on kindness, okay? And the whole thing, and everybody was like, yeah, I need to be kind. I need to be kind. All right, yes, I agree. I could tell the look on your faces. And then we prayed and we said amen. And before they got out the door, they were being jerks to each other. I was like, how did you be a jerk that fast? I mean, like, come on. And we already didn't do it. So I want to give you something that's so simple to do to practice, okay? Now, do you agree that we should be love? Anybody agree? Say yes. Okay. You think we should be kind? Yes. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to give you a way to practice this every day this week. For 1 week, you're going to encourage, okay, you're going to practice this, and I'm going to tell you exactly how to do it. It's really simple, okay? For 7 days, starting tonight, encourage every person that lives in your home. Wow, did you hear the sigh? Not my family. Be kind to family? Never. Okay, it was like this huge sigh. No, for real. If you can start to practice kindness, it will change it. So for 7 days, what would it look like if you encouraged, gave a kind word? It doesn't cost you anything. Maybe a little pride. Some of you need to get over that anyways. It doesn't cost you anything. And for 7 days, starting tonight, you said something like, Mom, dinner was really good. Thanks for making it. You're like, she made ramen. Okay, doesn't matter. Find something. I understand that some of you, your sibling, you're going to be going, what can I say? I have absolutely no idea. Okay, listen. Practice kindness. Practice kindness. If you can begin to encourage, especially some of you, those people that you don't get along with, if you can learn to encourage them, it can become a habit and something that comes out of you, and you will start to live kindness if you can learn to encourage. So I challenge you. I'm going to do it. Okay. Now, 2 of my family members don't really understand what I'm saying yet, but my wife will. But encourage. Find everyone in your house. I don't know who lives with you. Your parents, your brother, sister, grandparent, aunt, uncle, whoever lives in your home. Once a day, say a kind word to them. Thank you for doing this. Hey, I appreciate you driving me to school every day. Something kind, something encouraging to them. And you know what? I actually think even in 1 week you may see some change. I'm not saying that you do this and all of a sudden your family's going to be like this whole different thing. But can you imagine though, what if everybody in your family started to live kindness? What if everyone in your family, and you can't make everyone do it, but what if that was true? Now, how different would that make your family? Because when Jesus taught love is kind, it's a game changer if we would begin to do that. You can begin to do that. What if our youth group, everyone was kind and considerate about other people? That when somebody was hurting or somebody was left out or when somebody felt alone, that there were other people that were considerate of them and were there to encourage them and were there to make them feel stronger. What would that be like? And I know I said this last week, but I just have to point it out. What if Christians were known for kindness? I think that the world would look at churches different, wouldn't they? They would think about Christians different. Again, they would say, I don't know if I believe in Jesus, but the people that believe in him, I like them. They may not be ready to believe what you believe, but they would certainly want to be around you because you're kind. And we may not be able to answer all their questions about God and faith yet, but they would want to be around his people because they're kind. That would change things. And you know what? That's the way we're supposed to be. So will you be like Christ? You know, he's kind. He's kind to us. He found a need and he filled it, right? He saw a need, it was our need, and that was to be forgiven of our sin, and he filled it in like the greatest possible way by giving himself. So he asks us to look out and find needs and fill them, to be kind to others. Will you be kind? Are you willing to even be kind to your family for 1 week with one sentence a day? Let's do that. We're going to end, and this is actually not a message where you need to get prayer for this message because you just need to go do it. You know, Lord, should I be kind? Yes. Okay, there, I answered your prayer, okay? Don't even ask. That's the answer, yes. No, but I do know that some of you came tonight with something that you need prayer for. So maybe you need some prayer for something that's going on at school, something that's going on at home, whatever. at the end of our service, we take just a moment to pray over those things. And there are going to be people at the back of the room, there are people your age who would love to pray with you. And so in just a moment, we're going to all stand together. We're just going to sing part of a song. And during that time, if you need prayer for anything in your life, just go to the back and tell them, and they'll love to pray with you. Father, we thank you that you have taught us how to live. And I pray that we would learn to love like you, that would be more like Christ. I pray that you would help us to overcome those selfish things in us that keep us from being considerate and kind to others. And I ask that we would be people known for love. In Jesus' name, amen.